Hi everyone and welcome to this week's Monday Memo. Now, I would like to share with you some thoughts from during the week about a topic that I think is being misconstrued by a lot of software companies, but also a lot of finance leaders are probably looking to it to be this magic bullet to unleash the value creation and capture potential within their teams. So, on one hand, I think there's an underhand agenda being pushed, on the other one, the sort of people hoping for a magic bullet. But to start with was something actually quite funny. I was sent a tweet by Chris Argent, so Chris, thanks for doing that. And it was actually a comment from Elon Musk about the excessive automation at Tesla being a mistake and that humans are underrated. And I think there's a serious point in there in that automation has great potential for us, but it's not necessarily always the right thing to do because I think that in some instances, if a finance team is operating really well, then why would you want to upset the boat unless you were going to do something else with the time freed up? I could give you an example. We in our team, we don't do too much in the way of reporting. I'm fairly allergic to reporting. I just feel it's a very low value activity. So we try and automate those. So when a report request comes in, it's got to be in a standard form. It's got to be consistent. We might see an opportunity to put a bit of more value into reports. So let's say it's at a period end or a month end or a quarter end. If we're being asked to report numbers over that period of time, we might set up a robot to go and present some numbers on each of those days. And as it does that, it checks the previous day's numbers to see what's perhaps moved and call that out to the person. And actually, it's happened on a couple of occasions that the person or one of the team receiving the report actually writes back and says, "Wow, this is a great report. Really appreciate you calling out the difference." And they've no idea they're sending an email back to a robot. It's just that I get the CC'd when that happens. Automation can be really effective and deliver value for stakeholders, but it's got to be done in the right way. And I find that a lot of the automation being done, it's being done in a hopeful manner. I feel that again in terms of the comments in this forum, and it was a well-known one that there was some research positioned saying that all types of organization, no matter how big they are, big, medium size, small size, don't do enough automation, and that's the key thing holding them back. I think it was actually pitched by saying, if I read it properly here, that this latest research identifies companies of all sizes. It's the lack of automation being the brake on effective business partnering. And that might be true in some instances. I've no doubt about it, particularly where you've got a finance team that's got great skills in business partnering that are lying latent because they're doing too much in the way of data gathering and reporting and analysis rather than working with the business. But however, if you wanted to introduce automation in an environment where that wasn't the case, where folks didn't have the skills or the confidence to go talk with the business or put that extra time back in, you're really looking at a huge opportunity cost. So the automation isn't going to solve your problems there. And I feel that a lot of finance leaders are getting efficiency and effectiveness a bit confused. They're looking at automation as an efficiency, as increasing productivity, but they're not really looking at the sort of people side of the equation. It's more the process or the technology, ensuring that people have the right skills. And I find in some environments, talking to folks and finance leaders, is that when automation is being brought in, people are questioning their roles in terms of, are they really adding value? So you've taken a scenario where things are working okay, maybe not great, but okay, and then you're just disrupting those and forcing people in the team to become disengaged. So actually it works out worse. And going back to our example of reporting, I said I'm just allergic as a leader to reporting. So what if you look at it, it probably would take a team member 5 to 10 minutes to run those reports. And the development time in creating that bot, and it was the first one we sort of created, was probably the bones of, I'd say, 3 to 4 hours. So you're really looking at a heck of a long time to pay back. You could be almost talking out to a year in terms of a payback. of the time invested on it. So, and you know how business models change all the time. So automation needs to keep up to date with changing requirements of our business partners or our stakeholders or customers or business models. So, you know, with automation comes a lot of administration as well. And I just took offense to someone presenting research in a way that drove the software automation agenda without taking into account that any automation initiatives needs to also have the people side of the equation taken into account. Is, are people going to make effective use of the time afterwards? If we're going to spend hundreds of thousands or millions on bots or training people on how to do bots, you know, is that going to work out well for a team? Are we putting enough investment into the people, the human intelligence, not just the artificial intelligence side of the equation, to create a sustainable finance team where people can reach their potential and have meaningful careers and drive a good positive impact for the business? So I was a bit I had to call out the person who wrote that research, and I felt that they were pushing a particular agenda. And you know, we should see the funny side sometimes of automation, but in general it's a new area for us in finance, and we're going to make mistakes, we're going to get some things right, and that's why we bring guest mentors onto the show, so they can talk about what's working, what's not working, particularly when it comes to automation. Also, where the sort of the people side of the equation comes in as well, in terms of what areas that people sort of need to improve on. And this is another thing as well. You can look to our finance team to be good all-rounders. We need specialists. We need people who are good at reporting, at analysis, at data gathering. We need people who are good at business partnering. Not everyone is meant to be a business partner. You know, you've got to first love the work and love being out there from behind your desk. So can't be telling everyone to become something that they don't enjoy doing. It's just not going to make for an effective team. You know. So look, I hope you found this insightful. If you did, please share with your friends and colleagues. We're on all the major platforms: iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube and Spotify. And really appreciate investing your time with us today. So until next week, take care of yourselves and let's keep on building our strength in the numbers.